Welcome to iHealth Radio. We're glad you tuned in today. Today we're going to talk about how to cut calories from your day, especially in the summer months when there's lots of things to do and lots of extra foods to eat. What are some of the suggestions that our physicians in the clinic use to help people cut down on the calories without even hardly recognizing what they're doing by making wise food choices? You're probably already aware that if you eat less calories, you're going to lose weight. But there's many days that you're going to find it hard to find ways because of your busy schedule or lifestyle or work schedule to actually do that. So we're going to give you 9 tips today that'll help you streamline your food ingestion and give you thoughts to help you find easier ways to reduce as much as 600, 800, 1,000 calories a day and not really dieting at all, just making wise choices for the day by understanding the tips we're getting ready to go over. Your doctor or dietitian will be most helpful to you to help you build your plan, and that's what we suggest in the clinic. So to know the right plan for you and your body type, you need to schedule an appointment, and they will be able to do for you what you can't do for yourself. A dietitian or a doctor can counsel you around your work schedule, activity levels, and find the right mix of exercise, diet changes, and rest that will optimize your calorie consumption and help you lose weight in the process. The first tip we want to go over is one that I've been practicing for a long time, is cook your meats and vegetables on the grill. This will keep them from soaking up all that butter we like to put on our products that we're roasting, and it'll also keep you from having all those additional calories that you get when you savor them in the pan. You don't have to grill outside, by the way. You can do the same effect if you just take it and roast the food in an open oven, on a pan with slats so that the drippings can fall into the bottom pan. If you do that, you will save calories upon calories that you wouldn't need anyway, because the flavor is in the meat and in the vegetables, not in the grease that you're eating when you do it in a frying pan or you do it in a boiler. The next tip is to eat calories and don't drink them. This is one of the biggest problems we see with patients many times, is that they are drinking their calories instead of eating them. What do we mean by drinking calories? They're drinking high-calorie juices and sodas, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And that can add up to 400 calories. When you drink water or coffee or tea, which are great drinks, and you don't add sugar and you don't add cream to them, then you can save up to 60 calories per cup. But when you drink 3 cups a day and you add extra cream and extra sugar, that can be over 180 calories. So just dropping off the cream and the sugar, you can save 180 calories. When you add this to about the 400 calories you're going to save when you're removing those sodas and high-calorie juices from your diet, that comes out to 580 calorie savings per day by making wise drink selections instead of just taking whatever you pick up at the convenience store. This would be the equivalent of running on the treadmill at 10 minutes per mile at a pace for 45 minutes if you're a 140-pound person. So if you want to take off an extra couple of pounds by reducing almost 600 calories a day, drink water, drink coffee and tea without the cream and sugar, and then that's the equivalent of running for 45 minutes on a treadmill. Easy way to get the calorie burn of a treadmill without having to do the work. Tip 3, eat more vegetables instead of meats. Vegetables have fewer calories, of course, and they also save lots of calories over meat. One of the benefits I found is that when you sit there and you load your plate up with vegetables and cut the amount of meat in half, you'll also find out that you become fuller faster because the fiber and the water fill you up quicker in the vegetables. So tip 3 is a simple one to implement. You just add lots of nutrients to your plate by eating more vegetables, and then that helps you feel satisfied so you don't eat as many calories. So that reduces your calories by eating smart again. Tip number 4, be cautious about what you're taking in with dairy products. A simple change from whole milk to skim milk can save you up to 60 calories per glass. And you may want to try replacing sour cream with low-fat yogurt. I found that adding low-fat yogurt to like a potato is just as satisfying as that dense calorie sour cream. It also gives food a good taste and adds probiotics to it. So to quench that thirst for ice cream, that hunger that you have, you might want to try switching to sherbets. They have a lot fewer calories than ice cream, and you need to keep in mind that just because something says low fat and low calories, many times that doesn't go in hand being the same. You need to look at the label and check the serving sizes when you compare the numbers. You might be shocked that you're not saving a lot of calories per day by eating low calorie or low fat products because the serving sizes are too huge. Tip number 5, eat lighter snacks. This is one of my favorite recommendations that I hear from the doctors in the nano group. What you do is you save your calories and you add fiber and protein to your snack if you will add it with humus or some other healthy product. By simply adding humus with celery and carrots and sliced peppers instead of crackers or pita bread, you can save a lot of calories per snack. Another way you can do this is by eating air pop popcorn to replace those potato chips and cheese puffs for a lighter choice in snacks. One of the big tips that can help you in your calorie consumption and your calorie conservation is to put your snacks on a plate or in a bowl. This way you don't lose track of how much you're eating and how much you're munching on as you do when you eat out of the box or out of the bag. Tip number 6, water is your friend. Drink plenty of it. When you replace sodas and juices with water, as we've already spoken, you reduce lots of calories. And one of the questions I get is, well, how do you make water taste good? One of the things we found is that if you'll add fruits and vegetables to your water, it gives it a wonderful taste. That's the original vegetable water and the original fruit water. Those taste very good. Many high-end hotels serve them in their lobbies. So when you take that water and that lemon, or that water and cucumbers, or that water with strawberries or oranges or your other favorite fruit or vegetable, you stay away from calories and you can drink as much as you want. And studies show that if you'll do that instead of drinking a can of soda, that you will save calories simply because sometimes you can crave sweets when you drink low diet sodas. So avoid those. And you can watch yourself maintain an optimum weight level and even lose weight without even noticing it. Tip number 7, don't skip meals. This is huge. That's the reason it's number 7. It's because when you skip meals, your body is looking for food to store because it doesn't believe that you are going to feed it again sometimes. And the most important is eating breakfast. That's your secret weapon to cutting calories throughout the day. because it keeps you satisfied, especially if you eat the right types of breakfasts. If you don't eat breakfast, you're going to overeat and gain more weight over time because you're skipping meals. And the type of breakfast also matters. You need to lay off the simple carbohydrates that are made from refined flour and sugar, like donuts and bagels. The higher protein breakfasts where you're using eggs or egg substitute, and you're mixing it with your vegetables, and you're having vegetables. One of my favorites I actually have salad with an omelet. And that is very satisfying. And you know what? It also adds bulk, it adds fiber, and it adds water, so I feel full. And when you put the vegetables on the side, or the salad, instead of grits and hash browns, you save hundreds of calories. My favorite that I use is make a vegetable omelet. It may be just what you need to satisfy that morning breakfast need, and at the same time feel satisfied longer before your next meal. Tip number 8, slow down. Don't rush through your meals. I can remember one of the protocols we did years ago is that we would sit there and we would make the patients count their bites. You need to chew 20 times before you swallow. It wasn't that we were so concerned about the chewing as we were wanting them to slow down, because you eat too fast and you will feel like you're not getting all the food that you need. Whereas you slow down the way you eat, you'll feel fuller. The way that happens is that when you slow down how you eat and when you eat, if you'll just take bites, then put the fork down or put the sandwich down, chew that bite, think about something positive, think about an encouraging thought, and then pick it up again. If you'll take the time to not make a 5-minute meal your lunch, your breakfast, or your supper, but make a 10-minute to 20-minute meal to a 30-minute meal out of it, you'll find that over the course of those minutes that you start getting satisfied and you don't eat as much. Besides, it's a great insult to the person who is preparing that food, or even to yourself if you prepared it, if you just huff it down. Take time to enjoy your meal. And by doing so, you may find that you can lose weight simply by not eating as many calories, by eating slower at every meal. And that's the tips for today. If you look at these tips and you try these tips, you may find that your summer fun is much more fun because you're looking better as the summer goes on. Don't be discouraged. Making small adjustments in the way that you plan your meals and the way that you design what you eat at each meal, they can save you lots of calories per day. Just by following these examples, it's almost 1,000 calories, and you didn't exercise at all. So, every 3 to 4 days, you could lose a pound and being full at the same time. And we haven't asked you to diet, just to make wise food choices and make sure that you're preparing them and that you're eating them slow enough and enjoying the opportunity that you have to eat. And that's our tips today on how to cut calories from your diet on a daily basis. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to iHealth Radio.